gap over Tottenham to 4 points to Sheffield United. It now moves to 5, so it's looking good for them at the moment. Now, don't forget, straight after us, we've got BT Sports Score. Mark and Jules with all of the afternoon's action. Good afternoon. There was plenty of that in the studio after we saw Lo Celso staying on the pitch after the stamp. Hold your anger for now. We're going to look at it. We're going to talk about it. Peter Walton will also join in the conversation straight after the break as well. But of course, what we can't do is forget about what a crucial game this is. A couple of goals, 3 crucial points today for Chelsea. Well, let's see what the Chelsea boss thinks about it. Frank is with Des. Des.
Congratulations, Frank, for a very satisfying result. It always feels a little bit more special as well against a London rival.
Yeah, of course, that's what derbies are about. That's why the fans feel it so deeply, and the players did on the pitch. I'm speaking for my players. They felt it. The aggression in our game, the pressing off the ball, the work rate, everything. We're having a tough time at home for different reasons, and when you're having tough times, for whatever the reasons are, there's only one option, and that's to fight. And sometimes fight, difficult, hanging on in the last few minutes when we shouldn't have been, those are the moments. So we need to bottle that up now, that feeling, and understand that needs to be our behaviour daily. But the way we play today needs to be our daily behaviour in training and in the games coming up.
You made changes as well, and they worked. Giroud, let's start with that.
Yeah, Ollie was fantastic. I've said it before the game about fitness and his situation. I never had any doubts about his application and what he is, and obviously the quality where he can finish. It was a great finish for the first goal, a great finish, and the work rate. You know, at 70 minutes, he's tired because of we ask a lot of him, and I felt we would have a lot of ball against Tottenham. I felt we'd be in there half a lot. That's how the game started, until we scored, and it changed slightly. And when you're like that, and you've got Ollie Giroud up front, he can score goals like he did, and he's a presence in our dressing room. And as I say, I talked about fight today and personality. He brings that.
That second goal involves Giroud, Mount, Barkley, Alonso in succession. That's not bad. That's the 4 players you brought in.
It was a great goal for different reasons. So every person you mentioned there, and the Mason run. I mean, Mason's performance. I hope that gets digested properly today, because a lot of people talk about Mason, look at his goals or whatever it may be. The work rate and the sharpness in his game today was unbelievable. Shouldn't leave Ross out because he was similar. He has the awareness to find Alonso, and it's as clean a strike as you can make. Really delighted with the goal.
There's one incident, Lo Celso and the VAR review. Apparently in Stockley Park they're saying they made a mistake and it should have been a red. I take it you might agree.
It's not good enough. It's not good enough. I'm sorry, and it's 2 VARs now in 2 games. It's always harder to speak about it when you've lost because people claim you're just shouting, but maybe you need to shout because that's not good enough. Everybody in the world in football saw that it was a red, and it's too late. It's too late to do that. The game should be over because it's not. I hate to call for red cards, but when they're endangering, that's a leg breaker of a tackle. Without a doubt, you get VAR has been brought in the game to see it again and give the right decision, right, or change a decision or whatever. And I'm not saying anything about the referees on the spot. It's not easy on the spot. VAR is here to clear those up, and I'm not surprised that they've put it right, but it's not good enough.
Thanks very much, Frank.
Thank you. Cheers.
And he's not wrong about that, is he?
No, he's completely right, and I think he'd have been standing there pulling his hair out on touchlines. They get a goal late on, changes the whole dynamics of the game, and Lo Celso, imagine he got the equaliser late on. He would have been suicidal in there. I mean, it's crazy to think that with VAR, with that assistance, that you don't actually get the right decision.
Okay, we're going to go live straight back to the tunnel, because as soon as we say goodbye to Frank, Jose suddenly appeared. Des, back to you. You're busy.
Thanks, Jake. Jose, disappointing result. Assess that performance for us then.
I'm going to be very repetitive. You are going to be bored of me because I'm going to be very, very repetitive. Proud of the players, proud of the effort, proud to see the boys fight for the result until the last second. Very difficult to do better than what we did, especially conceding a goal before we score. We had our opportunities to score. We didn't. When the game is 1-0 down, it's very, very difficult because now we know that we don't have that power, and then we know also that with minutes going on and on, the fatigue of people like Lucas Bergwijn is going to be even bigger. But the boys were fantastic in the way they tried everything.
So you're still searching to fill that void up front and find that attacking edge, of course.
Come on, how can I search more than what we are doing? There is nothing more to search. The hopes are always the same hopes. The boys fight until the end, and in some matches we will manage to score before the opponent, and then the game can be a little bit different. But when opponent scores before us and then they compact, is very, very difficult for us. We don't have that presence, that movement, that creation. We don't have.
There's one lucky escape. Lo Celso looked like he was about to receive a red card on a VAR review, and they actually waved it away and have now admitted they made a mistake. How did you see that?
I feel sorry that they don't admit more times, especially when things go against us.
You think that VAR system's not working, needs more?
I don't want to speak about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Olivier, particularly for you. A pleasing afternoon all round.
Well, it was a very important game for us today. I want to talk about the team spirit, and we've shown a great character today. We knew that it was maybe a kind of turning point, because we were not in. We lost a bit of maybe confidence, at home. It was nice to bounce back and to get this win, hard win, but against a rival. So I feel relieved today.
A great team effort, as you say, but personally for you, you've been kicking your heels since November. Been fantastic. The first goal was fabulous as well.
It's a good movement with Giorgio. We have a good understanding, and I knew we were gonna put the ball there. Was on my right foot, couldn't get on my left one, so I tried to finish. And after Ross followed the action, and I was lucky the ball came back. After hitting the post, and I tried to finish. Wow, it was a good feeling for me, a good moment, and I'm so happy for the team, to all the team to win this game today. And it's been 3 months. I didn't start, so it was a special day for me and for all of us.
And Cesar, the wing-back system that worked perfectly today for you, didn't it?
Yeah, it worked perfectly. We have shown through the season that we can adapt to different systems. Every game is different, but I think above the tactics, today was a day where we knew what it means for everybody at this football club, for the fans. We knew that our home form, it wasn't the best, so after beating them 2-0 away, we knew that they wanted revenge. It's normal, and in this London derby, we show great character, great spirit. We made ourselves a bit more difficult the last 5 minutes, but we show a great team spirit from everyone.
Olivier and Alonso scores as well, so all the players who came into the side today contributed a lot.
We are a squad, and we need to be ready for every game. It's true that when you don't play, it's difficult. Everybody wants to help the team, but everybody keeps training hard, fighting to be in the team. The competition is what gives the team that extra percent where everybody can push to the limit, and today it worked perfectly.
There's one incident I want to talk to you about, because you've got a great big lump of ice on your shin down there. The camera picked that up for us. Lo Celso's foot stamped on you. It was reviewed at Stockley Park. They said it wasn't a red card. They have now changed their mind and said it should have been a red card. They made a mistake. You still got the bruise either way.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not a player that I like to be on the floor, because I'm a defender. I'm tough and I make fouls, but it was not a normal foul, because it was a clear stamp on my shin. I felt it straight away, and I was surprised that even that was not a red card, but not even a yellow card. And obviously everybody can make mistakes, but when you have a lot of replays, I think it could be easier.
So he says it was a clear stamp. The three men to my left all thought at the time it was a red card. Let's bring Peter Walton into the conversation. Peter, they will be breathing a sigh of relief right now at Stockley Park that Lo Celso didn't stay on the pitch and score an equaliser.
Yeah, I think they are actually, and as we know, that Stockley Park have already come out and said it was a mistake, it was a human error, the fact that it should have been a red card. And when we look at the actual situation itself, we can see that Michael Olivier, the referee here, just gives a throw-in. He clearly doesn't see anything wrong with this. You can see here, he gives a throw-in. However, the pictures we see now from the VAR shows Lo Celso going over the ball. In commentary, I'm looking to defend Lo Celso. I'm looking to say, well, the action he's taken there was to try and win the ball. Clearly, the more I look at it, though, I've got to fall on my own sword here, Jake, because that's a red card, and I was wrong in commentary looking at it. So in slow motion, and if you look at it in slow motion, you can build a red card. If you look at it in real time, it becomes a little bit more difficult to build a red card.
Pete, doesn't that just push you towards the fact that there's a screen on the side on touchlines for the referee to be able to go over to that screen, have a look, and then make a decision? Because I'm sure if he was there making the decision, like all of us in this studio and probably countless around the country, he would have made the decision to send him off. Without that screen, it makes it such a situation where it's up in the air and we get decisions like we got today.
Yeah, I've got to say, this is the perfect example where we clearly saw Michael didn't see the initial contact, and had David Coote, the VAR, said, look, there's elements of a red card there, Michael, you may want to go and have a look at it yourself, then I think, knowing the way that Michael referees and the confident level he's refereeing it, he would have issued a disciplinary sanction. In interview there, the Azpilicueta said he was surprised in not even a yellow card. Well, if he doesn't issue a red card, it's clearly a yellow card. There would have been some disciplinary sanction action there had Michael had the ability and the offer to go over to the sideline, as you said.
In terms of the Premier League, David Coote is an inexperienced official. He's only taken charge of 23 games. Michael Oliver over 250. Is there a slight element here where you've got someone so inexperienced helping to referee a Premier League game that they're actually a little bit nervous about telling a guy who's done over 250, you've called this wrong, mate, take a look at it?
Yeah, look, I mean, I can't get in the head of David Coote. David Coote is a FIFA referee himself, so he's clearly at the top of his game. However, what you say there rings true again. And Michael Oliver is such a confident referee, the way he's refereeing the game today, allowing small fouls to go on, having the ability and the respect of the players to understand that, and that's why the game was managed in accordingly. I think that Michael Oliver should have gone over to the monitor, and probably David Coote should have insisted on that happening.
It also helps everyone, doesn't it? Because, like, we hold VAR accountable to such a sort of high threshold, right? As soon as we look at it as technology, we think it has to be 100% right. When we talk about human beings and individuals, we're maybe a little bit more forgiving. If he'd have gone and taken a look at the screen, Michael Oliver, and still decided it wasn't a red, I think it takes a lot of pressure off this clamour for getting rid of VAR because the technology doesn't work. It's an individual mistake again, isn't it? It's a human being, it's human error. It's
a human error. It's a very subjective call, and as we know, VAR is not perfect. It's still down to subjectivity, especially when it's not offside. And when it's a foul like that instance, I would be much more happier as a fan, as a fellow referee, for Michael to go over there and make his own decision based on the context to which he's applying law in that particular game.
Okay, well, fair play to them for putting their hands up, but they can't be getting big things like that wrong, can they? Thanks very much, Peter.
Okay.
Much appreciated. They have to rethink this monitor thing, don't they? It's just another pair of eyes looking at an incident. How can it be wrong?
Yeah, because it's brought in to take out the human error, as you say, right? But we've still got human error because the referees may have not seen it. We go to VAR, you see it, they have a look at it, and they make a ridiculous decision. Yeah. We've got to rule out serious foul play. I mean, he could have broken his leg. I go as far to say that. If he puts all his weight on his leg there, it's a potential leg-breaking tackle, and that's something that we have to stamp out of the game. That's what it was brought in for. Ridiculous decision.
And the opportunity is there. The opportunity is there for him to look at it. It's a process problem.
Well, if we think back about through the years, all the refereeing big decisions that have been made, I thought it would be a dream for a referee to have another look at it. And somehow they're reluctant to do it. I don't understand it.